Hello and welcome to My Finance Teacher. I hope everybody is having a nice day. Today is 25th of February 2018, and we are looking at a short video at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin has been correcting over the last 5 or 6 days, but that is to be expected. Actually, if you look at what has been happening to Bitcoin since early February to about 20th of February, it actually doubled in price. If you haven't noticed, not that much news I was talking about Bitcoin compared to November, December last year, but it actually doubled in price from around 6,000 to 7,000, 11,700, sort of close to 12,000. So that's nearly doubled in price. After that, doubling in price, of course, one would expect some sort of a cool down period, some sort of a correction period. Besides that, at that moment, Bitcoin faced this resistance, sort of uh, double strength resistance based on this 50-day moving average, the red line, and the 100-day moving average, the purple line. Of course, we are bouncing down from that resistance over the last 5 or 6 days, and I think the bounce down, this correction period, is only going to last for another couple of days or so. This blue line here is the 200-day moving average, and I'm pretty sure it's going to act as a nice support zone over the next day or two for Bitcoin. Additionally, if we look at Fibonacci retracement numbers, we will see that the 50% retracement is something that happens quite often after a doubling in price. And that 50% retracement is just between where the price is at the moment and the 200-day moving average. So we might see some support anywhere there between 8,500 to 9,000. In my previous video, I mentioned that we might correct down to $9,200. We're at the moment at 9,335. Let's see if I'm going to hit it on the nose or not. I don't think so, because well, what are the chances that you're going to get the number precisely down to the penny? Another reason why I think this bounce is going, this correction is going to finish soon, at least for a short while, is based on this relative strength index. I'm now looking at a relatively short-term RSI. This is only a 7-day RSI because I want to look at what's going to happen to Bitcoin quite soon over these next few days. And plus, Bitcoin, I think, is going to bounce between these two resistance and support zones for a while. So I think we're not going to enter a long-term trending channel for quite a while. Hence, I want to look at this shorter-term RSI. And this shorter-term RSI, well, it's not oversold yet, but it's not that far from oversold. It's not that far from oversold, so I think over the next couple of days we might get quite close to oversold levels and probably bounce up from that. This, after all, is an oscillator. So on the price chart itself, I think we might bounce up over the next couple of weeks. And again, this 100-day moving average might prove to be a resistance zone. So actually what I'm going to expect over the next several weeks is this volatility somewhere between these 200-day and 100-day moving averages. And the reason I expect that is because generally for a rising asset, whether it's Bitcoin or any other kind of asset that has been rising significantly, a lot of smart investors like to buy it when the asset reverts back to the 200-day moving average. And we've been there just at the beginning of this month. So generally this is a really good indicator for a possible move up in Bitcoin, because we've seen really good gains in Bitcoin and it's now corrected back to 200-day moving average. A lot of investors might be interested in picking up some more Bitcoin at this level. But on the other hand, there is this crossover here where the 50-day moving average is crossing below the 100-day moving average. And that, for a lot of other financial assets, is sometimes called the death cross, and it's not really a good sign. So I think so. Because of these two conflicting indicators on On this chart, I think there will be some sort of indecision over where the longer term trend is going to go over the next several weeks or so. And in the longer term, though, I'm pretty positive on Bitcoin. I think after some sort of indecision, after bouncing up and down between the 100 and 200-day moving averages, we are going to go up. Oh, what's happening here? Right, fix the pencil, and as I said, after a few weeks, maybe not a couple of weeks, I expect Bitcoin is going to choose the uptrend, and generally, very, very long term, I am positive on cryptocurrencies. That's why I think the trend is going to be upwards, even in the next several weeks, maybe a couple of months. And another interesting thing here we see on the chart is right. What's going to happen over the next sort of several days? I think is we might see this inverted head and shoulders, and this height might give us a target for the price, so anywhere from 6,000 to 11,000, say at least. That's 5,000 US dollars. So 5,000 above where we're going to be at the end of this shoulder, at the right end of the shoulder, maybe with extended possibilities, sort of extended shoulder. That's, let's say 11,000 plus another 5,000. That's going to be 16,000. Right, what do we see on 16,000? Actually, there was some resistance around this price level. Let me move this chart a little bit. So these two previous highs are just above the 16,000 level, and previous highs often also act as a resistance zone. So over the next maybe a couple of months, I expect Bitcoin to reach to this resistance zone, but in the shorter term, we might continue down for another couple of days, and after that, we might see some sort of indecision. So we'll still have to see what's going to happen over this medium term. So that's all I wanted to say about Bitcoin. Let me know what you think about it, both in the short term as well as the long term. And subscribe to the channel, leave the like under this video. That really motivates me to make more of these videos. And talking about more, join me on Steemit, where I try to sort of build this community, where I try to um, contribute a little bit more often with some things that don't really warrant a whole video of several minutes. So I might post something interesting and short there as well. Join us here as well. Thanks for your attention, and I hope you are having a nice day. Good luck in your trades.